This podcast is brought to you by buzzsprout.com. Launch a podcast today. Easy to use, simple uploads, free promotional tools, full statistics, packages, and more. Started over 16,000 podcasts, connect to any device, and helpful support.
Stats are for losers.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Welcome to the Airin podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the Airin podcast. I'm here with my friend Alex.
Hello.
Who's a muscle enthusiast, workout guru, and it's exciting to have you on the show, bro.
Happy to be here. This is an awesome experience.
Right? Isn't this pretty cool? So tell me, you said you was just working on a new routine. What did you do? You just changed your cycle or whatever they call it.
So I came back from my trip to Florida for 2 weeks, and I did a little bit of light training there. But I've come back, and I just feel like I'm plateauing with my workouts, and I'm not getting anywhere. And I think I'm overtraining because I tried to bump my sets and reps up because I thought it would more work. You would think you're going to get bigger, but really when you overtrain, you think you're doing better because you're doing more work, but you're really killing more muscle and you're killing your gains. So I took a step back. I'm going back to the basics. I'm doing a Jeff Nipper program. He's a fitness coach as well. He's big on YouTube. And definitely go look at his videos if you guys have any muscular development questions. Go look at his stuff. But I'm doing his lower and upper body split for strength and size. It's a 9-week program, and you're hitting upper and lower body 3 times a week, but not as many exercises. So instead of like doing 3 exercises for hamstrings, you're just doing 1 exercise, but you're like busting your ass during just those 3 sets. Like you're going all out.
To like a failure, or so like you putting the max amount of weight? Like explain that a little bit more in detail.
It's not the maximum amount of weight because this is bodybuilding.
Right.
This isn't powerlifting. Powerlifting is all about who can lift the most weight.
Right.
With bodybuilding, it's not about how much weight you can lift. It's about how much weight you can lift while controlling the mind to muscle connection. So, because anyone can just bang and throw up weight as quick as they can and bounce it off their chest. Mm-hmm. But when you really start slowing down and you're squeezing your pecs together and you're putting up the weight and you feel your shoulders engage, your pec engage, that inner torso right there, that is bodybuilding, because that rips the muscle and causes it to get bigger and bigger. Whenever you're powerlifting, you are ripping the muscle, but not in a development way that's going to be towards physique. It's going to be just repairing to build strength, not size.
That's pretty dope. So it's fascinating when you start to think about what it takes to like break through the next level and some of the different formats and changing up to your routine that you kind of have to do to kind of get through the next level. So when you're saying, so even if you're not, you're still trying to max out when you're doing those sets relative to that workout you were talking about. So if he's taking it down, right, less exercises per muscle group, how do you believe that's also effective in the sense that how are you handling your weight and moving up? Like the heavier the weight, how do you translate all that?
So right in the beginning, this is week 1. Today was my first day. For squat, I did 75% of my 1 rep max for 3 sets of 4 reps. So it's relatively heavy weight, but he puts in detail, it's a 4-second eccentric movement. Eccentric is when you're going down and, oh man, I can't remember what. It's concentric is
there you go, come on, get
whenever
it.
You're putting up, sorry.
All right, cool.
So like whenever you're doing curls, the eccentric is the going down and the concentric is bringing it back up. So when you're doing a squat, if you go down quick and pop back up, you don't have that mind to muscle connection. When you have to slow it down for a whole 4 seconds, you really feel like your hamstrings and your quads engage.
Yeah, no, it was funny. I was definitely no homo missing you because I was hitting the gym, and I definitely felt those fibers. Even solo dolo, because
my legs are fucked right
because
now.
I was fucking with that machine that you get to sit down, that you put your feet on the platform right next to in the backside, and trying to
squat.
Yeah, and trying to get that shit. My shit was on fire. I was just like, oh my God, what's happening? I hope my shit doesn't explode. But yeah, that's like I said, I find that really interesting. Having to be able to body build. I have something, I guess, more, or that's not even correct, but different in my approach, just because I'm like a fat schmo. So like my body kind of, for whatever reason,
You have a good physique, for
but
a
it
guy
catches
who
up
doesn't
quick.
Go to the gym
It,
fast.
it catches up quick. That's a lot of that,
Well, a big thing with that is your past, because muscle memory is a real thing.
Right.
And you'll hear any older guy say it, old muscle is better than young muscle, because old muscle remembers, and it's also gone through so many more experiences than young muscle.
yeah, I get all that.
It hasn't had as much time to develop.
Well, hopefully that's the case. But yeah, like I said, I was missing you because I couldn't like beast, and I'm like, fuck. I went the other day and I was throwing up like
I wanna pick
120.
up 315.
Yeah, I was
for
throwing
one
up
rep.
120 and I still felt good. But like I was pushing them only to 8 because I couldn't go to 10 because I was like, fuck, I don't want to die at 9 or die at 10 and have to be like, hey, yo, help me up with this weight. You know what I mean? Because I could do one more, right? But if I got caught, I'll be fucked. So I was still able to do, like when I went, I respected my swag. You know what I mean? I went in there, I threw up some weight for, not going so hard before. The results were still there. The muscle memory was still there. I was able to throw, because before, remember, I couldn't even throw up 120, right? When we went in, I'm like, okay, right? And the first day I went in, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, dang, okay. So that there, right there, for whatever the reason. But yeah, it was. It's just scary having to push up weight by yourself.
Bodybuilding is such an individualized sport where it seems like it's so much put on you. But whenever you have a training partner or a coach, someone there to watch you, or someone there to help you pick up that weight or motivate you to push you a little bit more,
It's the best, bro.
that takes it to a completely different level.
Right. It's 100%.
And us as
level.
men, like
Right.
with testosterone, if
Exactly.
you're working out with someone who's bigger than you and better, that's motivation to, I want to be as strong as that
100%,
guy. I want to
right.
beat that guy.
I think at the like most basic thinking, I agree with you. For me, more so it's just like, yo, I want to be able to get that explosive, because I couldn't even. I was like, fuck, if I throw something up heavy over here and I make some questions and I don't do no answering and that shit caves on my chest, I would be fucked. But I still went up in there and made it popping. So, but yeah, I was definitely trying to. That 2 a.m. life is real. That shit is mad real, bro.
It is.
It's ridiculous.
It's
It's a different life.
it's a hard adjustment. So what time do you go to sleep?
So I've been on some other shit lately, just trying to get this thing down, because I really want like this thing to be part of the program, but it's just tough with the kids and then everything else. But for like 3 days last week, I was up, like I said, around 3:15, and 4, and I went. Right, I got up my day, started doing my thing, started being like breaking my head on trying to figure this thing out.
Do you take any supplements?
No, I didn't. I didn't take anything. I went in there like supernatural. No juice, no subs. Right? I was just in there like raw.
I didn't any pre-workout.
That's what I'm
It's like
saying. No
waking
pre.
up, like
No pre. But I was fine because I was doing the Mark shit. I'm trying to like follow
no
his
coffee,
shit.
no nothing.
I don't need all of that. I just need to sleep. So like Mark is going to bed at like 7:30. Right? Warburg. That guy.
Marky Mark.
I was trying to copy his shit. He's up by 2. Right? So, but then I heard him on the show. He's like, sometimes I stay in a little bit, but I'm still up. Like, I'll make it happen. Like, there's maybe like a 10-minute delay, but he's in the building. So
He wakes up, he cooks breakfast, he eats, he
well,
prays.
according to him, he
then
prays
works
first.
out.
He prays first, and then I think he eats and then works out.
So if I show you I moved my whiteboard into the kitchen so that every time I wake up in the morning, because we live in a 1-bedroom, I have to walk into the kitchen. I'll see it every day. So it says, okay, tomorrow's the 17th. You're doing upper body with buys. And also on the board, it has like my morning stretches. Got to take my creatine, my protein, my prebiotic. And also like I'll write little notes like that on there.
Mm-hmm. Just to keep you more on point.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm not there yet, but in my mind, I'm trying to like reprogram my brain. So like I did it with no alarm, right? No alarm.
Damn.
Right out the gate. So, and I woke up and it was better.
Isn't it weird how you can like make your body think like, okay, tomorrow I'm waking up at 3. Then your body wakes up at 3 and you're like, damn, are we really on point?
But you gotta be on point, right? So if you take like zero nonsense and you do what he does, I think there's a trick there. You have to be in bed by like 6 or 7. That way, when you wake up, your hearty rest already came in. You got it, like you got your heartiest in the beginning versus what people get their heartiest at the end. I think that's why kind of sometimes there's a drag ass moment for me, right? So, anyways, bro, I was like the first night I went like that, bing, 2. And I was like, this is unreal, right? So I like chills for a little bit, but I still was up, and I was like, all right. I was trying to fuck with you, but I was like, damn. By the time I already got out of the building, it was 2:46 one day. And then I guess I drove over there and he was already gone. I even looked around for you. I was like, fucker. Okay. And then I put it in.
Do you want me to like call you in the morning?
No. I don't want to get it there yet because I want to be able to get the commitment just to be in the building. You know what I mean? Because like I was already, like I was telling you, taking that shit, like that mindset is awesome, right? Where you could be like, you have to look at the membership like you owe. So if you owe, you can't miss. Right? Because you're paying, right?
Fucking 24-hour fitness just bumped up the price to like...
How much?
It used to be $40 and now it's $45.
The rate was on.
And when I see 45, my brain sees it as $50. So it's like, dang, I'm giving you $50 a month. Yeah, I'm going to be there every day. I'm going to use the shit out of your fucking weights. I paid for those.
I know, but some people think like $50 is not that big on this grand scale of things because you're talking about a $50, right? Through 30 days, right? So now $50 gets drowned out. Right? Kind of, if that's not your main thing, you know what I mean? So you definitely, if you do the sign up shit, like that's what I was trying to do. I was like, bitch, you're accountable. Go fucking get that money. And I have to go up in there and, you know what I mean? Like work my ass off. You know what I mean? And I did. And like, I already had like a couple of things to fuck with me because I don't have no pre. Mm-hmm. Right? So I use that Rocky shit. Yeah, that Rocky shit is fire for me, bro. That's why I was like thinking about like doing more inspirational shit. I just gotta find these drivers I have with this film just because it's that shit is powerful to me. I don't know what like movie stands out. I don't know why it has that much value to me, but that guy is
Rocky.
Yeah.
Sly.
Yeah. Just like that in caption, you know what I mean? And early on, right? Like
I feel like because you relate.
I think everybody can, right? Because of the struggle's real.
Like he grew up in the shit part of the city, and not talking shit on you, but
no, sure.
Your background sound like it was rough,
right?
Like,
but it's funny because they don't really. They show you that a little bit, but
they're not trying to freak you out. They're like, listen, we're not trying to scare the shit out of you right now.
But like what this fool does for inspiration is bananas. So, anyways, like, we won't gush on him too much. So for the treadmill, if it's treadmill day, because I'll be rotating, right? I'll go elliptical, treadmill, and then for like the last 4 to 5 minutes, right? Let's say I gotta like sprint. And so I put on Rocky, right? Part 4.
It's fucking game time. It's the last quarter of the game.
Right. I always put that 4 quarter shit, and then it just has me focused, and I run through that 5 minutes like nothing. It's so funny. I've been really tapping into that part that Joe was talking about, and it's crazy, bro. I feel like there's endless shit that you could do with it. You just got to kind of like tweak it. The fact that you can listen to music and get through anything is crazy, bro. Or listen to something, right? Like once you could like boom, put your brain on autopilot and do other things, it's a lot easier. For example, like if you had to run on the treadmill with no fucking music, it would suck, right? But if you had music on or a podcast, you might be able, like I did with the Rocky thing, be able to like sprint through a whole section of the song because I'm hyped on the song.
Dude,
right?
There's songs
or
where
visual.
Whenever I'm like hitting the punching bag, there's some songs where I'm literally killing it.
Right.
Where I'm almost like pro boxing, like with all these combos. And then the song goes away and it's like, oh shit, what do I do now? Like,
exactly. It's funny with that part.
Changes the tone.
Yeah.
Even with weight, it's been scientifically proven that when a good song comes on, it can increase the amount of weight that you push as many reps, as much weight. Like you put on a good tune, you get in the right emotion, it releases endorphins in your body and you're happy.
Right.
So your body just explodes.
I know.
It's like putting premium gas in your fucking car.
Yeah, there's something about music, bro, or something about the auditory of that.
That's why,
whole
like,
concept.
I can't fuck with Joe's shit.
Who?
How he's like, I don't work out with music.
Oh no! I want to get there eventually, but I want to like understand the process. And if that's the cheat code,
That's rough.
then I'm gonna do the cheat code as much as possible, and then weed my way off of that. Right? So if it takes for me to use that piece to get in the building, then you can't tell someone, do it my way, right? He could say he's cheating, sure, no problem. But if you're a fat bastard, then you should cheat as much as you possibly fucking
You
can.
need all the ups.
Yeah, help your system out, right? Because you're going to go out there trying to dry run. It's like, that's horrible.
But I know that it sucks because I have worked out with no music.
100%.
Like when I got in trouble at my aunt and uncle's house, and the first thing they did was take the weights away from me. That's what I was grounded from. I had to use stones and rocks. Like I was using cement bricks. I would tie them to this broomstick. I would do curls with that. I would do rows with that. I would do shoulder press. No fucking music. Like in the background, my uncle.
I know, but that's because you already see what I'm saying. You're like savage, right? So because you're savage, right?
You got kind of just tap into some anger. That
Right,
you're like,
exactly. So you got that there. I'm talking about for the person. If you're trying to shift that, we always talk about that, right? Being able to like shift your mind to like have a different point of view. If you can tell that one person, hey, you don't have to run dry. You can put on music. You can do whatever it takes. Just get in the building. Right? And then eventually you can maybe make an animal that you can take off the music and then it's an animal and then it's crazy, right? And that's kind of how it goes. And
what makes the animal is drive.
Right.
Because
that's what you're trying to teach.
Once your drive subsides.
So, go ahead. Once your drive succeeds.
Once it subsides, like.
Subsides.
Right? Yeah, subsides. Just regular general thinking. Because if you're working out, and you have no music, and you usually have music that pumps you up, you might think, like, why am I doing this? Like, oh, I don't feel it. Oh, like, I'm not, like, I just don't feel it. The vibe in here is weird. If you're driven and you have this mental image of how you want to look or you're reaching a goal, like, you can still, and it's not just looking in the mirror, because when it's bodybuilding, you can look in the mirror and you can just get motivation from seeing a pump, veins out. You see yourself getting bigger in the mirror, and that's motivation. But when you just have a goal there, you just you envision your goal in your head, what you want to look like, and you don't need the music when you don't have it.
No, I get that. That makes a lot of sense. For me, right, part of it is like trying to manipulate people, but in a good way, where you can manipulate your own like wiring, where you can force yourself, because even the things that you just said, right? If I have a headset on and I have some sick music, I can give a flying fuck about any of you fools, right? And
I'm in my own zone.
And so I think that, like I said, the going in dry option definitely has to come from someone who's already a beast. But I think if you're trying to start working out, I think it's a good thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there's an advocate for, being a real man and fucking doing it quietly. But I think if you're having a hard time getting in the building, i.e. me at times, where I could just like vanish on a treadmill for 5 minutes because I just watched the whole outro of Rocky IV, make it happen. And I'm like, I'm a bitch. You better run this shit.
I just watched Bloodsport right now. I'm about to come in here and kill it.
Exactly. And then afterwards, whatever you put in your brain while you're working out, right? Because I'm feeding my mind at the same time I feed my body when I'm in the gym, anytime that I am in, because I fuck with the music part or the sound part. I'll put a podcast on. I'll put inspiring words, right? So you as you're doing reps, you keep hearing the same like principles over in your mind. You're kind of like, even when you're on autopilot, sometimes you forget unless you're in your shit, but it almost becomes background sound too. You know what I mean? When you start getting used to some of the shit you hear, at least for me.
But going back to what you said, Who is the voice that's saying that listening to music is
no? I'm saying even if there was Joe Rogan principle that he thinks is listening to music while you work out. I don't know if it's cheating. Working out is cheating, right? That's what I'm saying. So to try to make or disprove or start a conversation or argument on that, statement basically that it's cheating. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But if it's cheating, you're having a problem, cheat all the day.
Yeah, but my argument is, how is it cheating? Because there is no, we did not sign a waiver that we're in a contest that they're...
No, he means cheating in the sense that you have to put your mind also even to another level when, like, there's a reason why you don't run without sound, right? Like, you're supposed to torture your brain, right? There's a reason, like, if you're working out, like, there's nothing else.
His mindset is like that, right? Because he was the UFC fighter, and UFC fighters, any martial artist, any real martial artist, they're actually a psycho in their brain.
No, I get that.
The way their brain is triggered, and to just take those hits.
I'm the same way too. Listen, I don't need the Rocky theme song. I got punished myself for a whole bunch of other reasons. We can just turn on the switch. Like, what did you just say about my mom? So, I mean, I think that's an interesting conversation, right? Like, are you able to trick your brain to go to the gym from your pain? Are you able to trick your brain to go into the building with pleasure? Or are you, just going in there regularly? Right, and those are the options. Because I don't know, does everybody at 24 always have headsets on?
Majority of people, I would say it's like 95%.
Yeah, I would say so. Have you ever seen like a big yoke dude not wear earphones?
No.
They're not in the gym, right? No.
Nope.
So everybody needs music. So isn't that funny, right? Like that's an element to it too, right? That the music does something to your mind. That it's like trying to get like, it's like you servicing the building, like right?
My thing is like, people are probably like wearing headsets because they don't want to hear 24 hours shitty music.
Well, that's another thing too. If you have a gym, you're gonna offend a lot of people. How could you? Like, it would be a cool
like
gym.
Music is so garbage.
Everything. Well, they have to. You have to be commercial, right?
It's not like that at Crunch Fitness.
But I mean,
and their franchise.
That's true.
They got a bunch of Crunch. Dude, I'm thinking
maybe
about
they have the
maybe
they have the licensing, or I don't know how it works out because they go real vanilla. You could obviously, I think maybe the direction it is that they probably have their audience more towards women, right? That's why it's like usually like soft, easy. But like I said, it's California too, right? But you said crunch, so I don't know. There's another crunch. You have to depend on what music is, right? Like at 24 they play hip hop. Right, but they play censored hip hop once in a while back on the back end. So you go to Crunch, I don't know if they're playing hip hop right out the gate. Like you walk in and
playing
you hear
like
Drake.
Heavy metal
right,
rock.
Right, that's what I would think would be the next.
People
thing.
are like slinging and banging weight.
Well, right, that's what you should play.
There's a bunch of animals in there screaming about putting the fucking pen back in the machine.
Well, that was part of it too because I always think of like the satanic white boy just fucking listening to like some gothic shit, just like crushing weights, right? Like that's an angle you could use.
I think I've let you listen to what some of the stuff that I listen to.
Yeah, of course. I know that shit is fire.
Some of it gets dark.
Yeah. I wanted to see if I could get CT Fletcher on the show because that's got to be a dude that at one time seen shit dark.
Dude, we should really do that idea that you had. Drive up there and work out with him.
Whatchamacallit? So Tabby is
he's there on Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
he said it on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I know. That's what I was saying. But it's just being able to capture him. To see if I could, like, I got to build the audience a little bit more to get out there, but I want to go. So listen to this. Tab is going to a show out there. We were trying to go. She wants to go see like this 80s show, but it's of music. Right? I'm not really like a music guy like that. I can't even name an artist right now if it's not Drizzy. Like I don't even like.
Seems like you go to a lot of concerts that you really don't know much
well, it's because that's what she likes. You got to be supportive as the husband and stuff. And like, all right,
husband.
You're gonna owe
happy
me.
wife, happy life.
Yeah. I don't know. I disagree with that statement all the time, but that's just me. But yeah. So, anyways. I want to see how long the concert was because the same way the CT's up there, right? Rogan goes to the Comedy Store every day. So I was trying to see if I could catch one of his sets at the Comedy Store, right? So I'm like, damn, if we got to go up there, of everybody. So they have like a whole thing. I got to look into it a little bit further, but Joe says it every day on the show. I'm going and fools be up in the building. Like he be naming dudes.
Dude, it's
and so
crazy.
The fact that it's him
like
and Joey
Kevin
Diaz,
Hart, Bill Burr, they'll all be in there.
Right. So I'm like, why not? So the thing is around there, right? Drive over there. I was thinking about CT. And then I was also thinking about you too, because it's like a weekend thing, right? I was trying to think about even going to Venice. Right? And being able to go Muscle Beach too. So like how cool would that be?
And not just Muscle Beach.
Right?
Dude, going to Gold's Gym, there's so many bodybuilding celebrities in there. Dude, Chris Hemmingsworth has worked out at Gold's Gym.
The one on Venice Beach?
Yeah. In Venice?
Yeah.
Chris Hemmingsworth.
Okay.
Thor.
Yeah, I know
has
this
worked
guy.
out there.
Okay.
Like Steve Cook, the Titan. Dang. Mike O'Hearn, that guy. Brad Castleberry. Dude, there's so many guys that work out there. Callum, the guy who we saw his documentary, Unbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the big dude?
Yeah.
He like fell
The
off
Baby
cliff?
Arnold, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I got you. I was just thinking about that whole thing. That shit would be interesting. I was just thinking about some footage I had because that park is dope, bro. Like I just like literally disappeared from the podcast for a couple seconds and went to Venice. And it's kind of fire on the low, bro. Like they have this area that has a skating park, and it's not just like some whack ass skating park, bro. It's like fucking pools, but there's no pools, but it's not a pool. Like to describe it, and there's a bunch of them, and all you see is fools just jumping up and up. Right? Like that's so crazy, right? And then you come and there's a freaking beach, and you got sand, and then you go back and you get the gym, and then you get the boardwalk. And it's like, and then you come outside. And so I had a lot of footage that I lost with my old phone because I wanted to make some cool B-roll for a Venice thing because Venice is pretty fire. It's just different, you know, from what we used to on things. Anyways, let me see. But yeah, tell me what you think. That sounds pretty fire, right? Go see CT.
We should do it in the summer.
Right? But I think that's what it is. It's somewhere, I forget. I think the concert's in May. That's a long time enough. Right? That's kind of summer-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's like a month out from summer.
Right. So
I was saying summer because I'm in a bulk right now, and I was gonna start like.
you want to look like absolutely
I
shredded?
was gonna
I
start.
was trying to get an interview with my man.
I was trying to
CT.
look shredded because if we're gonna go to Venice, I want to take pictures. And I want to look shredded on the beach.
Yeah, I know. That's like the next thing that I'm missing from my my thing.
And if we go into Gold's Gym and I see people there, I'm obviously gonna want a fucking picture with a celebrity, dude.
For sure.
I look up to a lot of these guys.
Yeah. I mean, CT, I would tell him, bro, I've plenty of times have heard, you know, your pitch and been working out and digging deeper. You know what I mean? Because of the words that you're inspiring me to hear at this moment. You know what I mean?
That guy is a riot.
He is. But just the mindset of having that, like to be that killer, you know what I mean? So, pretty high, huh? Right?
This is a dope ass setup.
Right? Well, we're rolling and shit and chilling. Right? Fucking dope, bro. So it doesn't matter. You know what the great thing about this is, bro?
What?
It's so amazing. I could fucking do whatever I want to this. Like you could talk, not talk. If you do talk, I could like get rid of everything you said, just use what I said. I was pretty impressed with this, and I came up like a fat bandit with this thing because I got the whole fucking suite, which is unbelievable. I was really happy that it wasn't like some bullshit that I got like taken for money for. But
I know you got a little scared when the box didn't work.
Well, there was a lot of things that were happening, and I was just like, you know, they always say one of the number one things when they say with computers and all this kind of stuff is user error as the number one issue. So definitely there was user error like a motherfucker, okay? So definitely, because I hadn't been in the building for a minute, you know what I mean?
Dude, if I don't know how to use anything, I'll go to the store that I got it from and be like, listen, man, you got to walk me through this. I don't care how young you think I am.
By the way, I was going to. My friend was my last resort. And I didn't even really want to ask him because, like, you know, sometimes I hate bothering people. But I was like, listen, you got to help me, like, real quick with this shit because you know some stuff about some stuff. So let's see. And I know his approach. And if he found out and worked, and I was like, okay. And just watching him and going through it kind of like jump speeded the thing because I was trying to watch the videos and learn it. And it was the next spot. If it didn't go with him, I was going to go to the store too and be like, yo, my man, show me how to work this thing real quick because I don't understand what's happening, right? Like what's going on here? This is supposed to be working and it's not the way it's supposed to. But for the most part, it's working just fine right now. So
you're feeling very good about it.
Yeah. I was just a little bit upset on the part of the USB situation because I didn't want to have to spend this additional money, right? So with the Adobe Suite, I came off like a fat rat because these motherfuckers, they have this whole thing about you have to pay prescription wise, or excuse me, subscription, right? So it's not like I could buy it right out. So the software that I copped, no more. It's like if you want Windows, I just bought Windows for $100, but that's only for 1 year. Then next year I got to pay those fools another $100 for the new one,
Dude,
and then the next year
the rape is real,
right? And then they get mad at you when
They're
you
like,
come
no,
with the
we
hack.
don't just want a little bit of your money. We want all of the money.
Right, so look, charge me one price out the gate, and I got you, Bob. But you don't want that. You want to like rape me.
Anytime I can pay
I'm
something
like, damn.
off, like in
Right.
the beginning without like payment,
Yes,
that's what I do.
Fire! It sounds amazing.
So I can pay it off once, never have to worry about you taking my money
Facts.
again.
Yeah, and I'm so mad that I had to pony up for this thing because if I would have just bought the laptop, I could have had this fool installed that program into my thing, if it was true what he said. But this shit came with everything, bro.
Where did you get this?
This everything, bro. I'm telling you, that's why I got to figure out how to make money on Amazon.
How much was this laptop?
So laptop was $300, but I got it because it
I'm gonna
has.
have to fuck with you with this because I would like to get to something like this.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, this is like the shit. It really is. It's easy and on the go. The thing is, for me, I want to be able to correct the USB issue because I don't think you need this right out the gate. So this is what I'm debating on keeping because I'm only using 2 people, right? So I have 2 USBs. This I have to do more research on it, but I don't understand the true 100% function of it. Because if I could plug in just 2, that's what I like about this mic is USB and this XLR. So maybe like I bring studio quality on the go because it's not USB, right? And so it's converting it into, I guess, better audio files with this. Like it's a better sound. Because I was trying to use it earlier and it was kind of acting, but me and my man, when he did it, it sounded perfect. And he like blew my mind because we were able to get the mics working because I couldn't figure out how to do it with the USB. It was a pain in the butt. So anyways, so yeah, this works with the XRL cables. And I think that's how you say it. And these Technica mics are fire. Very, very good. I'm very happy. The fact that they came with both, at least, I'm still working on it, but at least I have a USB option too. So I'm like, okay, let's see how that's going. We'll figure it out. I wanted to see if I could get that other piece. There's like a thing, it's called a Zoom, and it has 4 tracks. And it has this, but a little bit more digitized. But I think you could record into that piece alone. You don't even need a computer, right? The only reason you would need a computer is to edit the audio.
Damn.
Right? You put an SD card in that motherfucker and it runs. That's crazy, right?
That's smart.
Yeah. Tim Ferriss, this guy, he had a mic that had everything. The mic itself recorded everything. It had the SD card right on the bottom of the thing. It had this right on the side of the panel.
How much did they want?
I didn't even check. I was like, listen, bro. He put it like this. This mic was the 3rd mic he pulled out in the bag. It was like the last, like, this is when I'm in. This is my bullshit ass fucking mic.
This was my first mic when I had no money.
Right. And it worked. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Listen, everybody's got to start somewhere.
And then they said that there's this piece you're supposed to put on top, right?
Yeah, like the black.
But for the most part, it's not really fucking with it.
What does that even do?
It stops the P's and the S's. So sometimes it gives you like
The
a
lisp.
it sounds back, but you could clean it all up. If you listen through the whole thing, it could sound super polished. Like you could literally get rid of almost anything. It's unreal, bro, how you can make this thing sound. I just playing with it. I'm like excited to mess with the other thing because I took a class too. So now I'm like, man, if this is this easy, because like the switch came on, I'm like, all right, let me try the Premiere shit, you know. So that's gonna be a whole nother thing to work on too, because now I'm gonna be in a huge editing thing, you know. But it's pretty basic, bro. It all makes the same sense. Now as I'm getting it, like I'm like, oh, okay. But it's just like when you're trying to make something, right? Which is not that much I'm trying to do now, but I invested the $350 into this software, so I never had to pay no $50 again. Because they wanted $50 a month with this software. Yeah. If you wanted all the suites, right? Unlimited. because this is Photoshop. I got Photoshop, right? We got Premiere, which is the video.
Mm-hmm.
I got Illustrator. After Effects is where you make like animation, right? I got all these other things. I'll get to them when I get to them, but I would have had to pay like less money, but more annually if I just picked two when I got the whole thing for $350. You know what I mean? So, so what's up? How was the rest of your work? How did you? So you say you did the cha on the roof?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I gotta show you this video. It gets so cold in the morning. I don't know what. So whenever I come out the door in the morning, I usually leave for work around 5.
It is chilly as fuck.
So to me, it's
because
not
when I
that,
got up those few days, it was cold, bro.
To me, it's not that cold here. Because whenever I go to Lakeside, it's only 10 to 12 minutes away. Dude, when I get there, it's so cold and there's ice on the trucks.
Oh, you're talking about around here.
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck is the temperature change that different? And then we get on the roof. Dude, I would run and just stop and I would slide almost 20 feet because there was ice on the roof. And
I don't think it was 20
melts,
feet, but because that would have been far.
It was far. We're on big roofs.
I know, but you didn't slide 20 feet, right? You're not that good of an ice skater. You might have wiped out. You probably skated like 5 feet.
I busted my ass, so I did.
Yeah? Dang.
Yeah, I killed 15 feet and then slid 5 feet on my ass.
Jesus.
20 feet.
Good job. How did you feel after that? You woke up?
Oh, dude, it fucking
hurt. Good morning.
Oh, my ass cheeked. I was like, oh, it's broken.
Good morning.
I could break my ass.
Damn. Taking the shot. See, this is that real work life, homie.
Oh, dude, I fucking love this job.
I know, but it's because you're an animal.
It's because I had this blue collar bring up of like,
yeah, I get it.
I always loved doing man shit. Like
I know.
Whenever I was younger, I would lie about my age to get into construction sites because I thought it was fun to like move bags of gravel and pick up this wheelbarrow and push it and like do strong men, or as I saw, like a man's activity. I've always had this sense of like wanting to grow up a lot faster.
Take it from the guy who felt the same way. Just pump the brakes, homie.
I know everyone says pump the brakes, and I'm like, some days
even me. I'll be honest with you. Like coming from like me going through this process, like as fast as I wanted this thing to launch, it's like, wait a minute, you got to go through a little bit more and hold up, and like there's this issue and that issue. You know what I mean? And having to really physically touch it and go through it. It's kind of like the same situations in life. You know what I mean?
And the men I work around, like. One of them asked me like, "Oh, are you working any side jobs this weekend?" Because a lot of them work with other roofing companies, or they work in TJ. They do side projects on their own, and they usually work like Saturdays and Sundays too. And I work Monday through Friday,
and that's good enough
for me. It pays the bills,
Perfect.
and I still have even more money left over because I'm making more money at this job.
Nasty.
Like it's a minimum of 8 hours and crushing it. So. The guy asked me like if I'm working any side jobs, and I tell him no, and then he like scoffs and he's like, "Oh man, like young millennials and shit, like
Fuck
not
you,
being
bro.
responsible." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fucking sorry for like wanting to have a life. Oh, when you were my age, all you did was work? No, you were out bullshitting," and he was.
Well, he was bullshitting, I think, right there too, bro. That's not my problem that you're in that situation.
Oh, dude, I don't like to tell anybody about my age. Because as soon as you tell people that, because I don't, when you see me and when you hear me,
there's age racism.
I don't look 19. I look like I'm 23, 24.
Right.
Because that's what I usually get.
Right. You look like a house.
Whenever the bill doesn't help because they're like, Jesus Christ, what do you eat?
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly. The tank is in the building.
What do they feed you kids in Florida?
True story. Gator.
And it's all that gator muscle.
That's what they feed fucking kids in Florida, bro.
And the reason why this just came up on the roof the other day, someone asked my age, and I said I was 19. And then somebody who wasn't treating me like a child started acting like he was the boss of me and everything because now he figured out that I'm 19. And
now his job is to just like do the punking.
And
what's happening? You're not even drinking your thing there,
my
bro.
my bad.
Yeah, get it? It's I know.
I'm like, you're like Nicole right now, and I'm like Jake. I'm just I'm talking a lot.
Yeah,
and babysitting
it's okay.
my
Don't
beer.
worry about it. This is how it is. And we're actually gonna make a little bit of an adjustment right too. Watch this. So yeah,
I like to do that on the roof. Like whenever we all have like our own individual projects that we work on.
What do you like to do?
I'll put my earbuds in. I listen to podcasts. Like they'll put on their Bluetooth speaker and listen to like Spanish music. And Keith's like an old fuck, so he just.
I'm telling you, feeding your brain with that
he's
shit.
all about like that old. He's a boomer, baby boomer. And
Bro, I just turned on some
he's all
shit
about
with freaking,
like, I'm a man. I don't need to listen to music and American flag and all that shit. And
okay, that's cool. But the knowledge that you could get from the podcast shit is crazy, bro.
I'm all for the Patriot stuff, but like, come on, dude.
Nah, listen.
Come on.
You do you, right? That's not a big deal. But I really think that being able to like listen, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, they call it podcasting, but just like if it's not about nonsense, listening to people and really like having cool and interesting debates about really cool and interesting stuff, right? Is like really cool and interesting, right? Because you got on some shows you got experts, and on some shows you got people who value their opinion, and so on and so forth. And you can literally what you would have to learn in a book. Not saying that you shouldn't be reading, but they could give you like a crushed down version of so much information that you can hear in like 2 or 3 hours that you would be like not knowledgeable, but you can actually have a conversation with somebody where you be like, well, I was actually thinking about, biomechanics.
Exactly.
So, what are your feelings on that? We're like, pal, get out of here.
Bill Burr, the comedian, said it best. He's like, documentaries are the fucking best. You watch one documentary, you bring it up in a conversation, people think you read.
That's it. But I mean, you got to mix the reading in. That's actually the other part that I'm having a little bit of problem with. But I'm working it slow.
I used to hate to read as a kid. I fucking love to read right now.
But you read what you like, though.
And
that's the thing.
I hate the way
you only read what you like.
I hate the way technology is going because it's so hard these days to like get a hard paperback book.
No, it's not.
Because
Amazon all day.
No, like the books that I read on like muscular development and workout programs.
That's not right.
It's all in a PDF. An electronic PDF at that.
Fuck. That sucks. You have to go to the Barnes & Nobles. There's a Barnes & Nobles over here but they don't have old shit like that. You know what I mean? No, not like old, but certain classics.
I'm thinking about getting a printer so I can just like start printing stuff out.
You could do that and it'll work, but I'm telling you on the backside, you'll spend so much ink trying to print out a PDF that it wouldn't be worth it. It'd probably be worth maybe, I think if I'm not mistaken, you could go and they'll do it for you like at Staples or some shit like that, where you can like pay them and be like, hey, print this all out. And then they charge you, I don't know, 10 cents or whatever. And they'll put it together for you.
Oh, dang, I'm going to Staples on Monday.
Or some shit like that. Not Staples. They got a bunch of places like that.
I heard you can do it at the library.
Yeah, but the thing is, it takes so much ink, right? So that's going to cost. That's why I said to have a home one. Those copy things are atrocious. Some of them work. I feel like it's, but if you need it, it's fine. But I've been trying to get in with the get up in the morning, right? Work out, work on my project, right? Which is work, right? And then fit in 1 hour of reading the whole book. The whole book in an hour.
So when you wake up, say you wake up at 2, how do you get out? How do you get out of bed?
I'm already.
Do you kind of like hit the snooze button?
That's what I said.
Do you get up and you're just like, all right, let's fucking do this?
Yeah, it depends, right? So like the thing is that I've noticed, right, fucking with my brain, I don't like the alarm, right? Because it always interrupts something. Right? Like, so I can't pick the perfect time for my brain to be like in a more conscious poly zone where it's nice to wake me up, and then finding the music that I like that wakes me up. So when I wake up, I'm pretty much like, okay, I'm up. What's up? I can't believe I'm up right now. But okay, let me chill here for a second. And then if it's like that right out the gate, I'll grab my phone and I'm like, all right, let's start reading some news. I kind of turn the systems on, right? And then I'll get up and then I'll look for my the Bluetooth, whatever the heck the thing is called, the Beats.
The
And I'll
headphones.
I'll throw that on so I don't mess with tab. And I'm already like, okay, so I'm gonna rewire the brain. So let's go motivation right out the gate. So I listen to some motivation, or a podcast if I can, but I want to listen to like shit that's gonna give me knowledge. And then I get dressed, and then the other thing is like that's why I had to get ready, because that shit fucked me up the first day, and I still gangstered it out. But that was a rough day, and I still ate it because I was on my David Goggins shit. I was like, you better do something horrible.
That man will make you push through anything.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going outside right now, bro. And I was shaking because I should have put on like tights on the bottom because it was cold like a mofo, bro. Like a mofo was cold. And
dude, I wear like 3 jackets.
And I had to put on the leather. But I was beasting because I was like, take it, let's go, right? Because it has to be hard, right? Because that's that David Goggins shit, right? Like, and then
dude,
also,
I see you in the cold, and I'm like, this guy's so fucking stupid. Like, why doesn't he put on a jacket?
It's funny what I did to my brain.
And you're
bro.
like, I have to torture myself so I can
Pain.
be okay.
Isn't that wild? Yesterday, it's so funny. On Valentine's Day, I was with my friend Danny, and he was giving me shit because I didn't want to take out the jacket. I was like, bro, you guys have to understand suffering. Like, let's go. Like, what do we need jackets? Be cold for a little bit, right? Like, why are you so quick to be comfortable? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that I'm like a beast all the time, but I fuck with my mind all the time, for sure. I'm like, listen, bitch, man up. You were designed to be, it's more in your mind that you become accustomed to being cold. You know what I mean? Like, if it's freezing, I get it. But if it's only like 10 degrees thing, I feel like it's a mind over matter shit.
I feel like it's all about where you grow up and how you were brought up.
Well, listen.
Because for me, growing up in Florida where it's very humid,
right,
I do well in that temperature.
Right. See, so
because
you have a hold of the right.
My body was molded into that. You grew up where it was cold. You fucking know what it's like. Like my foreman, Mitch, he's from Chicago. When it's freezing on the roof and there's ice, he's in like a white t-shirt and he doesn't really care. Well, I'm wearing like 3 jackets.
Yeah,
shivering.
I co-train. I like doing that shit, bro. I'll be out there shivering with no jacket. That way, when I put the jacket on, I'm like, I'm good. Or like, if I put less clothes on, I'm all right. You can still train it into you. But anyways, it was freezing, bro. So I get it totally. It was cold like a mofo.
I was doing a video.
Oh, that's what's up. So yeah. It was cold as sin, dude. And I got in the car, in the leather car seats, and I went to the gym, and I was like, oh my God. I ran into the gym. That's how cold it was outside. I was like, holy shit. So now I got to wear the leggings. Because at that time right now, it's kind of cold.
Thank God the gym is heated in there.
Right. Right, exactly. It's ready to rock. I know it would be. Even if it wasn't heated, the heat of the people sweating is going to warm that motherfucker up.
Do you want to know what I want to start getting into in the morning? I mean, I can't right now because I'm bulking and...
The swimming at the gym?
Yes.
I was already looking too. I was like, I should do at least once a week because it's indoors. Over here it's cold. They don't even medicate it. They don't cure it. They don't do shit. I pay a membership over here. By the way, on the low, that gym is kind of fire.
That gym is fire.
For real, bro. No, I'm just saying. Dude, I like that spot.
Dude, I was looking at Crunch Fitness. Dude, they have tanning beds there.
Sure, I get all that, but listen.
They even have a cryo.
You can walk there, right? Think about that.
That is dope.
Right? You can walk there. Like before,
I'm gonna have to actually
we had
bike.
Like a super like cheat code that was great while it lasted, and now we're in a different phase, which is fascinating. But bro, we had a gym, which you took super thing of, where you lived and your job in the same proximity. Come on,
everything was in like less of a mile.
Yeah,
even laundry.
Right, you like fire, just crushing it, just like that easiness.
Mail, family, job, gym. Grocery,
right?
Everything was in a mile distance.
Yeah, it was like, okay, here we go. I got this done, right? So, but now we separated it. But like I said, the fact that we could walk there is fire. Because like in a day where Tab takes the whip, I put the thing on and I take a nice walk. It's fire, and I go over there and I pow in it. It's a nice hefty walk, but you're alert. You're like, okay, here comes the gym, baby.
See, my thing is like, I would love to walk to the gym in the morning.
No, not in the morning, but I've like in the afternoon I've walked.
For me, I would like to walk in the morning when it is cold because that would wake me up in like a good way.
Well, that's why I said the clothing.
And I would just be ready to go in there. And
so there's a couple things, right? And I'm really, I gotta be like even more so on it. There's a couple things that I've been trying to like implement into my brain like right out the gate. And one is like to get up early, right? So let's say from 2 to 3, and then immediately introduce cold therapy. Immediately. in the morning.
Cold shower.
Yeah. So you do your shit and then pow, hit the button and start off soft, a couple seconds and then build it up. Where you take an ice bath right when you're done with your regular shit so that it fucks with your whole nervous system and turns on everything. And then you go right to the gym. And then boom. Now you're ready. So now your nervous system is already running at full speed-ish because you rebooted it by the time you get there. And then now you're going to put this and then you're going to refeed it in with the mind with listening to, let's say, for me at least, inspiring or positive or learning something while I work out. I don't really need music anymore to work out. I can listen to anything. I can listen to people talk and work out as long as I'm feeding the mind in me. Like it's more interesting. Like music gets redundant because it's only like 2 or 3 minutes, right? You can listen to the song over and over and over again, but it's like to listen to something new. It's been a thing. And then from there, just those main things, being able to get up early, cold therapy and working out on a at least 5-day-a-week routine. And just having that and what the the change in your behavior and in your efforts would be, let's say, over a 30-day span, right? But I was wondering if that hypothesis would have to run 7 days, right? Because how...
Training every day?
Well, at least keeping the time up. Right?
I mean,
you got to keep the time up. So that means if you commit to 2:00, you got to get up at 2:00 every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Not even, there's no days off.
What time did you think that I woke up today?
No, what day was today is Sunday. What time you got up?
2:00.
But you didn't go ham yesterday, probably.
What do you mean?
You didn't party or chill or hang out or drink or turn it up?
No,
right?
I didn't go crazy, but...
What do you mean go crazy? So what time you went to bed, 11?
I went to sleep at like 9:00.
Right, so you got in the hours, bro.
Yeah.
Of course you got up at 2. Right, that was easy. But you had to set it up that, like I said.
And my morning routine is, I am a morning person when I wake up. It takes me a second, but then once I'm up, I'm up. And my new morning routine is 100 push-ups, 100 squats. Like
Right out of bed?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. Let's go.
I go to the
Let's dig
kitchen.
deep. Here we go.
I turn on the bright light. Oh, fuck. Okay, we're getting it together. Strap on the headphones, bang out 20 I do
100 straight?
I do sets because
there's no way. Yeah,
I can't go straight.
100%.
I can,
right.
If I'm really angry,
100%.
If I'm angry, I can get to like 77, 76.
Jesus Christ.
I can crush it. Hey, in high school, even though I just left high school.
That's funny. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
High school, like back at my old high school, once you got in trouble, they would make you do push-ups. And I remember one time me and this kid were fucking around and we were wrestling. And I like shoved him in a locker. He was the same size as me. And I shoved him in a locker and was holding him in the fucking locker while we were struggling.
Jesus.
And the coach came out and he was like, Acree, 80 push-ups on deck right now. And I crushed like 80 push-ups and like stood up and was like, all right, I'm going to class.
Jeez.
I mean, I can't do that now, but I do that. I do plank and Russian.
See, that was another thing that I was thinking about as well. Because I've been like continually trying to do this because I'm trying to really rewire the system.
A lot of core work.
No, basically rolling out of bed and doing a workout immediately too. Like you have to roll out of bed, work out, and then cold shower, and then go hit the weights again.
Dude, I'm telling you, you should get some bands, like workout bands.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend no dough. I have a membership.
Dude,
I just got to go over there. You know what I mean? Because they have everything.
Well, for me, it's good to do that because then it pushes blood.
For me, at least, because the way I built my body when I was young was like 4 major things: chin-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Right? So that hits basically all the major food groups, right? And food as muscles, but
as in body parts.
Yeah. So, for me, if you could bang out the push-ups at minimum, that should be a good start. Because like you said, you start with that. And then as it develops, obviously you could go ham. Because like for me, I think also too, you should be doing an ab workout, even if it's like the same way, but not beast, but do something, right? Where you're constantly fucking your core up, like to get like tightened at least, right? And then fucking with your legs on a daily basis. So it's like you're already like working on the springs. You know what I mean? In that regard, and then go off and do whatever body part you normally do or whatever section you're gonna go fuck up. But because I have the time now and I can be a full-time dad and fuck up the whole game in a different way, like I'm like, all right, be in bed by 6 to 8, up by 2, right? Go handle this, take the kids. And then, with these fools, I'm setting it up now where everything has to be done on Mondays. They can happen on Sundays too. Sundays is fire, but it's only when the kids are not. But most people that can't meet up Sundays because most people are busy. Mm-hmm. That's why I was fucking with you too, because this gives me another outlet to kind of fuck with some more audio. But Mondays to record, right? Because I don't have the kids. So you can come right here. I got this shit. I hooked it up. I mean, we're going a little like low res, but it's not that big of a deal. I want to shoot. I don't even know. I guess, yeah, you can still see all of us. Yeah. Yeah. Just messing with it over again. But
to what you were saying on legs.
Uh-huh.
As men, like every man should be hitting legs.
Facts.
At least 2 times a week.
So, speaking about the legs
and
part.
Not just building your legs, it's because your body stores majority of its testosterone.
Once I found out that's really interesting.
And once you get to know your body and you really feel your hormones,
I feel it all the time, bro.
Whenever I do a leg day,
you're feeling like an animal. You're feeling like an animal. It's facts.
I feel like I can lift a fucking truck up.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Like I feel the test.
Isn't that wild?
Like moving through my body.
Me too. I'm very aware of my body in the sense of like what's going on. And bro, I'd be like,
you saw me at meetings. I would get like upset where like they just be saying all the wrong.
But you're like a crazy motherfucker because like imagine squatting 400 pounds and then like going on with your day. Like I'm trying to
then having to walk around like a normal person. Right. Like I don't squat 400 pounds.
I'm like, all right, I'm over here trying to like squat like 100 and be like, cool, I'm hyped. But of course that shit got you jacked. That shit probably takes out all that test because it's crazy that it's stored there. Fuck, how fascinating is that shit? You know what I mean?
And the more time under tension and more weight you put on a muscle with connection, with mind to muscle connection, you tear the muscle more.
Right.
And that just releases those hormones.
It had me bugging. I was like, woo. Because there was days I'd come back and I'm like, yeah, let's go. I got to feel it. Because I'll tell you, I was.
And the closest thing to feeling like the leg test moving through my body is like taking steel, the pre-workout.
My God, I was like,
that
it was
is
so funny.
Rocket fuel.
Yeah, it was so funny going in there clean, and not like using it.
You're like, whoo, I don't feel like elbowing like.
No, what I realized is there's a couple of things it does because it, and I think it's the same thing like Red Bull does, and I'm not like no scientist, but because it like supercharges your mind, you like forget on like a very, very simple level in your mind about some of the shit that's gonna bother you, like how heavy the weight just was, right? Or the duration, like you kind of lose track of time, I feel like, right? Because you just amped. So you're just like the next one, right?
Oh,
like,
dude. I'll just
right?
like go through an exercise, not even looking at the time, and then like 2 hours go by.
Right. So for me, I was doing my thing, but I was like, wow, it's crazy to think how like it kept your attention basically as well. That made you want to keep going through the exercises. But like I was still fighting my mind in there too, because I was like, bitch, hiya. We're not, I know you're there, but we're gonna do it. Like I did the squatting shit in the back too. And even that, I was just like, whoa, this is, woo, here we go. And so I fucked with those things. And yeah, that's even a pain in the ass. Because you're trying to get that deep explosion, but not explosion, but like extension, I guess, right? Because you're trying to sit down as far as you can, right? Without fucking your shit up. That's how you kind of get like more of that like muscle to memory shit. And I still was like, okay, it's wiped out. But I missed the for a couple moments. I was just like, oh man, that boy, that shit had magic powers.
Yeah. Right.
Where now I'm like going through the motions, but there's also too like you said, there's a huge power in having the partner, bro. The partner shit is
especially
just
someone you connect with. So when like having a buddy who has a partner, and then there's always that bro shit where it's like you always want to like outdo you. Everyone wants to be, if you're a true man, everyone wants to be a fucking alpha.
Right.
So whenever there's multiple alphas, it's fighting for who has the most skills at that point.
Exactly.
So when it comes to the weights, it's like who can I don't know why men do this, but we all like see it as like whoever lifts the most weight is the biggest man or the strongest fucking dude.
Yeah, and there's the level of competition. I mean, I don't really try to like doing the competition thing so much for myself. I don't know how I look at it. I just like the camaraderie part of it, right? And so it was just, and I've done it like before. It's not like, I guess it's true what you say in that regard, where there is that old muscle memory. Because I used to like go ham just the same way that we went. We just didn't go to the gym as much. Someone had like a couple weights in the back. You know, you've done the poor man's version of working out.
Yeah.
You just said you was like doing the broomstick and
with
the cinder
stones.
block.
Come on.
So, but being able to like challenge yourself, I guess I see it different like that. It's not about like I can lift more than that person. It's about lifting the weight that you set for yourself, right? And trying it at least, right? And what that entails through that accomplishment. Because how cool in your mind is that you set yourself a goal. It's like almost instant gratification. Because you're like, I'm going to lift this once. Right? And if you don't really, whatever, even if you lift it halfway, you still kind of feel like, damn, I kind of lift that shit halfway. Or if you lift it all the way, there's still some level of gratification that makes you feel like you accomplished something, right? Even as whack as it is. Because you also have somebody there versus like how you see it more like, that's why I said it's probably on a different spectrum. Where you're seeing it as people challenging each other. I like it more so where it's like, yo, even if you can't do it, you can do it.
Yeah, I was about to say our mindsets are different because whenever I get something halfway up and then I drop it, there is no, oh, at least I got it halfway. There's like this voice in the back of my head that's like, you fucking suck.
Yeah, but look,
you fucking dropped to the way you're weak.
As we're
small.
doing this podcast, we're trying to like talk to all avenues of people, not just Alex.
But I know, and everyone is.
I'm thinking about Adam, right? And then Adam, that he's gonna quit, right? Like, so there's
Adam's
other people.
the same way where like if he drops it, he gets very,
See, but
very.
I'm trying to describe both sides.
Yeah,
I'm with
know.
you. I could push myself crazy. Like if it came down to it, I would either go up or choke, right? Because at least that's where I need to go. For them, they're like, nah, we're, like, even if you help me, I won't quit. When you go the halfway, you quit, but there's that portion of the audience too, bro, of people that are going to look at that weight. Some people won't even get on the bench, let alone go under it and over guess how much they could push up. Because it's like a game. That's what I like about it. I'm like, today we're going to live X, Y, and Z, right? But
you know the workout has gotten serious when the weight that you're either getting under or about to pick up scares you.
Right. 100%, where it makes you a little nervous. And you're like, you know what the fuck is going to happen right now?
There's an exercise in every single one of my workouts lately that does that, where I'm like, am I really gonna make 8 reps? I feel like I'm only gonna make 2 right now. And when I do it, like it is instant gratification. Whenever you complete your set and you just dominated this workout.
Yeah, I don't even think you dominate the workout. I think there's a smaller gratification with just completing the set, right? That makes you believe you can do the next one. Right? Like you got to think about it like in the smallest ways of your mind. See, you're young, and I'm not trying to disrespect you in a young way, but the dynamic that you need to get there is so much shorter because you've only aligned some things. Other people, as they get older, they draw more lines to certain things and they make it more complicated. You see things at the simplest form, which is amazing, right? That's the great thing about being young that a lot of people don't talk about it. You see the game in the most simplest form. As you get older, you start to get convoluted on how the game is supposed to be. Right? Because you think about this and you let this affect you and that affect you. And as you get older, that's how people get like, all like, I can't find the word right now, but bitter is the word. Because they get used to the world kicking them in the ass and they see things through a certain lens. When you're younger, you don't see it like that. You see it for A, B, and C. That's it. And that's the real way it is.
It's because those are the paths that we see being at our age.
But those are all the paths for everybody.
Because we haven't seen so much. Whenever you get older, it's like you've seen A, B, C, D, E, and then you think about all of those when certain decisions come up.
Sure. And that's when it becomes dangerous. Some people still see just the ABC and everything else, but are able to separate it, right? That's the trick where you could know that it's like, no, this is not it. But you're 100% right on that fact. You know what I mean? Like there are people that do see it with that outside thing. And like I said, to be young is awesome because you get an opportunity to see things without so many distractions. You get to see it at its most basic form. When you get older, it gets more difficult. And I'm specifically talking about just getting somebody to work out, right? Like to solve that problem, What would it take to get more people to work out, even to solve that problem? Right? That's a crazy thing to think about, that most people don't work out. Most. That's crazy. That's crazy. Most people don't work out. Now,
and with that, most people want to look good.
Right. So I wonder how I wonder how you could find that fact, right? Like if you did a census, right? Do you think about this? You think 40% of America works out? Because you got to think about everybody, right? You think that's
well now.
It's got to be higher.
Like back, yeah, it's way higher.
Listen,
because think about it.
Sure, agreed. From were you talking about like 19th century, 18th century shit like that?
I'm thinking about like in Arnold's time, gyms were just becoming like a big, like commercial gyms were just becoming big on the scene. People were seeing Arnold in the Flex magazines and Muscular Development. So then they start getting into that. But now, like you go into a gym and it looks like there's four Mr. Olympia classic competitors in there.
We've evolved.
There's like when you go on Instagram, there's so many like high schoolers that are on steroids that are juiced and they look shredded.
Yeah, I totally get it.
So there's way more people. I would say in this country, in America,
40%.
I would say around 65%.
So that's a lot still. In 100.
Ooh,
in 100, right?
I would say
that's
like,
a lot. I don't even
like,
know because
I'd say it's around 55, 60%.
The next part of my podcast that I want to get is to be able the chance to fact check, but managing it from an audio perspective and fact checking simultaneously hasn't been the strength of the show so far.
You need to like hire a Jimmy where you can be
no.
I
just gotta get better. I mean, I can ask you right now. You don't have to be Jeremy. I could be like, Alex, look up how many people.
I would have just like
Google
clicked the phone and been
yeah.
like, phone, what is this?
As I could probably ask Alexa. Let's see. Well, we'll ask her anyway. Alexa. I was gonna ask her. She forgot. Wait, Alexa, how many Americans work out? Right in America?
Does not answer your question, according to reference.com. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 49.6% of Americans 18 implement the physical activity guidelines for aerobic activity in 2012 and 23.6%.
Yeah, but Alexa, stop.
That was pretty good though. She heard me and came through.
Here's the thing.
I get it. No.
So here in California, I took the physical fitness exam. You look at me and I'm fucking fit.
I get that.
I'm very. I know. And I'm not tooting my own horn.
Yeah, no. Don't get angry.
No, I'm getting angry because I crushed. I literally I got the best score out of this whole school. Like when I showed up to the school, I was breaking.
When you came back in the building over here?
Yeah,
the first time you went
to Patrick Henry.
When you showed up like a rock star?
Yeah, because someone told me, it's a competition. Whoever gets the best score in the high school can maybe get a scholarship. So doing push-ups, I'm like killing push-ups. When it came to running the mile, I mean, I suck. I look like a duck when I run.
It doesn't matter what you score though.
I ran almost like a 7-minute mile.
Fuck, but that's okay. What
I know.
else you got?
For me, that was fast.
That's still pretty good that you could do it. That's just, it's not right in the parameters of where we need you to be in the fast department.
Yeah. It wasn't a 6-minute mile.
Right. No, it's a 4-minute mile is like the standard.
Oh.
Right. You're supposed to be to be at perfection. It's a 4-minute mile. Right. And most dudes get it at like 356, 357.
But then, when I got my results back on the physical fitness test, it actually said that I was an unfit individual because I was considered to be overweight, which made me obese.
Well, that's interesting.
And I'm overweight because muscle weighs more than fat.
Right. I get that. Well, you. I mean, it's funny. It's only because I know how to use math to move you around. But yeah, you're kind of like I said, the house is in the building, right? So it's a big guy.
I got a DECA scan of my body, and I'm 53% or 53 pounds of lean muscle.
Wow, that's pretty good. 53 pounds of lean muscle. Yeah, I don't have none of that, but that's good. I like it.
And I got that done about 6 months ago.
Well,
so now
I'm kind of lucky, man. I've never flirted. Well, I've maybe flirted with the plumpy, but never fat. Never flirted with fat.
You have good genetics.
Thank God. Well, I think I worked out a lot when I was a kid, bro. I used to beast, bro. For me, it was so different. What you have now, I don't even know if you gave me what we have now, and I would be able to be where I'm at. But I don't know, because I guess I had to go outside and stuff. I don't know. But bro, like the moment Van Damme came out, bro, I was like, I need that body right there. That guy is fucking yoked as fuck. Let's fucking go, right? And like, I swear to God, as a kid, just being like, I'm getting to business. We don't even have it. I would be on anything. I bought a couple of free weights. Like I was in it. I'm like, we got to get yoked. You know, that's like aspirations at like 14, 12-ish, right? Like around there. And like trying to be in a, like even with my legs were super powerful. When you talk about that, that's probably why I was like out of my game when I was young. Because watching Van Damme, I was always like, I got to get the legs sick too, because I got to kick the shit out of a motherfucker.
But most of the younger generation, like even me, whenever I was coming up, like lifting weights.
But that's why my body is proportioned the way it is.
I didn't think about legs
You're like
growing
this,
up.
and I'm the other way, because I have a pretty good base. Because even though it doesn't look that way, but from my size, I worked a lot on my legs. I just fucked them up as I got a little bit older. But like wanting to do a split was my motivation every day. Wanting to like work on my kicks.
Did you ever achieve a split?
I got super close. I just never, for the kicks that I was working with, I didn't, like, if I would have had people in my corner that would wanted me to expand the kicking game in that regard, like so think about it like this. So in martial arts, right? I was taking martial arts. So in martial arts and Wing Chun, you don't kick high. You don't really kick that at all.
I didn't even know you kicked in Wing Chun.
You do. You're down. You're down. And now I'm going to beat the shit out of his legs, dude, to your left and to your right. And that's how you think. It's like a really short kick, pretty much like to the abdomen. And a lot of it is stopping people kicking. Everything about Wing Chun, which is Kung Fu, which is what Bruce Lee's done, is all about basically stopping your opponent from reacting. So, you know, that's what they call it, trapping. When they trap you, is like they literally take you. It's so crazy. But imagine if you throw a punch and someone pushes it to you, and now they trapped you. So now you can't really do anything. Now once they trap you, they can fuck you up, and that's basically what Wing Chun does. Wing Chun traps you and stops you and pushes your limbs against yourself, where you couldn't really do nothing. And then they follow that up with strikes that knock you out. Right. So that's Wing Chun. I also did Taijutsu. Taijutsu is another like hardcore art too. And they don't kick high either. It's like to the dick or to the gut. That's why we're kicking you, right? Or to the knee, like shattering shit. Like, pow, you're fucking done.
My stepdad was teaching me that during, he was teaching me Muay Thai. And he was teaching me how to like jam my heel into somebody's thigh. And I was like, why would you do that? And then he did it 3 times to my leg. And I was like, oh, fuck, now I can't walk. Like, like I'm done out of this fight at this point unless I'm hopping around on one leg.
Right. And Muay Thai brought in a whole nother bag of tricks for me.
That is
because
sick.
Muay Thai, their stuff is basic-ish. I mean, when you get like super levels, but I was already working with that, but that's not real combat. Like, you would have to get kind of lucky and fight a novice, in my opinion, to like put a couple of combos together and kick them in the face, like a side kick, right? Where you knock them out. That's maybe going to happen in the UFC. In the street, I don't even think a guy would have the balls to do some shit like that. I mean, it's possible, right? But
everybody thinks it would be badass to kick somebody in the face.
But most people in a fight, it's going to be a hand game, right? Like, you're going to maybe get someone that's going to kick, let's say, but I don't think most dudes are going to, that's a knockout kick. If you miss that kick, you're exposed.
Most people runs down to like, yeah, you were working on your kick in the gym when you were wearing gym shorts and everything. Now you're wearing jeans, boots.
So for me, like, anyways,
your work boots, a jacket, stuff like that.
Muay Thai makes it simple where I'm just, he said a heel kick. That's what it's called. To I think it would be considered your hip flexor. But there's this like sweeping kick that I don't know if it's called just a front kick. I'd have to look up the Muay Thai side of the thing. But anyways, where if you just kick the guy's kneecap, that's it, bro. You can't walk anymore. You're done. You're not going to be able to continue fighting. But in the UFC, it's a little different because it's like boxing. They chain their body up a little bit to take that kind of conditioning. In the real world, if you kick somebody like that, they're going to fall. Right? Like, if you kick some dude the way they get kicked in that game, bro, and to a regular guy that doesn't fuck around with shit, he's down, right? And then so it's so funny. But anyways,
the way guys eat those hits during a UFC match, they make UFC not look as intense as it is.
Right.
Because
That's
those
the
are
thing.
pros that are used to getting hit in the face.
When I was
all
a
the
kid, I used to
fucking
beat my legs with bamboo because I always wanted, like, in my mind, bro, it was crazy. Wait, like, I had a bamboo stick and I would work on my shin all the time.
That's how Houdini built his abs.
Really? To hit him with bamboo?
He would beat his core with a bamboo stick.
You know, that's how the Asians and the whole mystical Eastern philosophy.
That's how the dude at the arena can kick blocks and break them in half.
That's how it used to be back in the day. I remember like all those little subtle nuances.
It's the same thing boxers, but hitting the heavy bag. Yeah. You have to make those micro
breaks into the hands to come back.
The bones.
Yeah. So it comes back and it's just like that guy's dead. Did that guy just die? Yeah, he just got hit in the face. Where it makes the head like just solid rock. Dude. You know, I get the conditioning. It's funny that they don't really talk about that anymore, right? Because you don't really like. There's no besides Rogan, and Rogan is dope, but Rogan doesn't really like lead the banner. Let's say in the. I mean, I haven't listened to. I'm sure he does when he talks about it, but like. He's not out there advocating for martial arts, right? Like he's not teaching people, and like he has his own studio, and like he's trying to. Maybe that's a selling out part, but
it's because Joe's busy smoking DMT and
right, chilling like a villain.
She's hanging out. Joe's doing all types of shit.
Joe is chilling and the fucking hanging out like a villain. Jesus Christ! But anyways, yeah. So the whole kicking situation, I've always wanted to like make sure my legs look good. In the sense of being powerful, in the sense of being strong, in the sense of endurance. Like I used to run all the time. You know what I mean? I just think maybe now like some of my shit kind of caught up with me as older, but like I was doing a parkour before it was parkour. I was scaling rooftops and like I thought I was Daredevil in New York City. And I look back at it now and I'm like, what in the fuck was I doing? I was real crazy, bro. I used to do some shit. I used to go up on rooftops, jump across roofs. Yeah, it was crazy. Climb fire escapes, like be on ledges, climb scaffolding, climb sides of buildings, like
Jesus,
climb trees.
I hate climbing the scaffolding on our job sites.
Oh my God, I could imagine.
Because like the boards,
yeah,
we'll get like 5 stories up, and the boards like you'll step on some of them,
and it's creaky.
And it's not that they creak. They're pressure treated, so it's a lot stronger than regular wood. But it bends. But it'll hold. It won't snap, but it bends like a rubber band, and you're like this shit feels like it's about to break, but it won't break.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't be doing that. Thank you so much for your service. I'm going a way easier route. I'm trying to monetize this shit. I'm not trying to work that goddamn hard. My guy, you're unbelievable. That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking sliced my hand open third day there. Remember that?
That's insane too. Yeah.
And the way it healed, I definitely needed stitches.
Shit.
But I didn't.
It's okay. It would have cost money.
Oh, yeah.
It would be all right. It would cost you like $7,000 to $1,000. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't need all that problems. Just make sure, like, it's the first thing I fucking told you. Always wear goddamn gloves. Always.
Dude, I need to get insurance.
So, what are you gonna do?
I was talking with one of the foremans, and he was saying that his son got into a motorcycle accident and broke his leg. And from that broken leg, because he didn't have insurance, he owed $100,000.
Yeah, I get that, but he shouldn't have probably been riding a bike because he's poor. I mean, I'm not trying to take shots, but when you're fucking broke, you shouldn't be riding a motorcycle. You take a fucking spill, and then you got to pay for it. You're fucked.
I was about to say, if you're riding a motorcycle, you need the money to pay for whenever you get hit.
Yeah,
not if you're gonna get hit. You're gonna go when you're gonna get hit.
Bro, I love that. That's my great. That's the greatest line in the world.
It's not about you being a bad motorcycle driver. It's about other people are shitty drivers, and you're on a motorcycle, you don't always get seen. Like sometimes they drive so fast and they're in your blind spot, and then some people don't just ease into their turns whenever they're turning into a lane. Some people just fucking cut the wheel, and when you're in the blind spot, now you just got hit.
Now you're a fucking idiot.
And you're not in a car that has a whole metal like frame to protect you.
Yeah, the roll cage.
Whenever you get hit.
By the way, that's so cool because I like watch loving movies. I'm so crazy that we'll go on the backside on some movie stuff right quick. But I I'm excited that we were able to get that in somewhere. But I've always wanted to get a roll cage installed in a car. If I was driving a car all the time that I knew, it'd be so cool to get that reinforcement. Because if the car rolls,
what is
you're
it?
good. It's called a roll cage.
No, I'm thinking of the movie. The first movie with Jason Statham and Vin Diesel. Which Fast and Furious? Like Fast and Furious 8 or something?
Yeah.
Where they like put the metal alloy in the car.
It's fire, just like
what
that.
I thought of.
That's just like that. But they used to do it back in the day for like not only race car drivers,
So
but
you
like
think
stunt car drivers.
You think about that. I've always wanted to get bulletproof glass in my cars.
Listen. There's it costs
I'm
the
a
last
very
time.
paranoid motherfucker.
The last time I checked, it was $65,000 to bulletproof a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I need to start playing the lottery.
Right. No, fucker. Stop playing the lottery. That's the fucking you motherfuckers with that lottery shit. No, daddy, you got to figure out how to become a millionaire.
Stock.
No, something. Yeah, it's stocks, anything. Right now, I know. Right now, the fucking stock market is going through the roof. Anyways, we'll go back to the market really quickly. But you watch any movies lately? What you watch?
Today I watched this weird movie.
What was it called?
It wasn't new. I think it was from 2009.
Okay, what was it called?
It's called Hostel.
Uh-huh.
It was just so fucking weird. It was
You like it?
It was about billionaires that like.
Yeah, I know. It's a very famous movie.
You've seen Hostel?
Of course. It's a very famous movie.
Dude, this
by
movie's
Eli
so
Roth.
weird.
It's his first film. It's about wealthy people, I think, who use kidnapping to torture people for the highest paid person.
They get off on it.
Yeah, and that's like their deal. I know. It's crazy. Then when that movie came out, it was like groundbreaking because it happens in Europe. And so people started it like my mom will never, and it's called Hostel. Do you know what a hostel is?
Mm-hmm.
You do, right? Why would you call a movie that? That shit fucked up the whole game. It's like what Hostel did to hostels, what Jaws did to sharks and beaches. Like it made you like never want to ever go. And it's so fucked up here because like being in San Diego, there's some dope ass hostels. But like originally I thought about that movie and I was like, fuck that shit. For real. Especially in Europe. Because you could travel cheap in Europe with hostels. But when that fool made that movie, it made you think like, what in the fuck is happening? I'm telling you, the hostel, if you probably run the numbers, the hostel movie fucked up the hostel business. So yeah. It did.
But I honestly haven't been watching too many movies lately.
Huh?
Like the last, I think, new movie that I watched was...
I gotta send you the link that I have. It's fire. So you can watch everything.
I just haven't been sitting down and watching them. Like when I
you
come
can watch
home,
them on.
when I come home, I watch my workout videos. I'll watch like documentaries on like IFBB pros or the gyms. I just watched a documentary called West Side versus the World on Netflix. Dude, these powerlifters are insane. Like the amount of like, not just the amount of drugs that they do, but how intense they are. Like there's a UFC fighter that said he walked in this gym and the owner, Louis Simmons, is like, he's deadlifting in the power rack and he comes up from his lift. He's bleeding from his ears and his nose, wipes his face, and then it says, "Hey bud, we'd love to have you at this gym." Like that's how crazy these fuckers were.
Jesus.
There was caution tape on some of the benches in the gym. And if anyone got on them, everyone in the gym would jump on that person and start beating the fuck out of them. That's the kind of gym this was.
So what does that mean, cautious tape, and you can't do it? Like, so somebody like retired the weight section area?
It was no one's allowed to get on those weights because it's for the power lifters, for the West Side barbellers.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense.
But it was just a crazy documentary, dude. Like the shit that these guys do. The amount of weight that they're pulling. Imagine that. 1,000-pound squat.
Yeah, that's insane. I couldn't really understand that. But I don't know. The high is unbelievable. Right?
What?
I feel like there's like I think you were saying a little bit earlier, the endorphins that are released when you're lifting weights are crazy. It's like a drug.
Also a thing that I do before I like go in, I'll smoke a little bit. Like I'll hit the bud a little bit because it helps me with my mind to muscle connection. It calms me down.
Yeah, for me, I use it more like a limitless avenue when I work out. If I'm a little bit that I can keep pushing myself even though it hurts, because you're already accessing the different parts of your mind, so you acquired other things. If you have true conviction about putting it up, yeah, put it in. So the other ones have been going about too. Yeah, the last 2 episodes I had, but we went in with no agenda. So for us, I think it would be more centric if we did something in the sense of you like really, really, really explaining, planning your week to work out, what groups you should do on what days, you know, meal prepping, writing schedule. Excuse me. Writing schedules.
That's a big thing that people don't think about whenever it comes to workouts. Is
I already knew
it really is 10% work in the gym.
I would be a lot bigger right now because I was beasting for like 2 hard weeks. I didn't eat, so my gains weren't as crazy as they could have been if I was beasting, like, you know, because I felt it already. I wasn't even telling Tab. I was like, yo, I'm hungry as a motherfucker.
Food is the biggest component when it comes to building size or losing fat.
Food, I basically, like, I mean, I feel strong. You can, but like I get, you know, I'm solid, but I didn't feel like
you can remodel your genetics with just food, which is insane. Genetics are what you're born with. And you can change that around with food.
I know. That's why I got to get into that game. I just...
like so many people don't even think about it. A lot of people work out and they don't even eat right after or take a protein shake. Like a protein shake is minimum because you just worked out. You exerted your body. You need to put fuel back in your body. You need to feed your muscles because they just ripped. And now think of it as like...
Alexa, how long should you wait until you eat after workout? Damn shit.
I don't know that.
Damn, hold on. I gotta put it in a better sense, in a better form. No. I don't want to use that. I want to use her just to have a different element.
Alexa, how long after a workout should you consume protein?
Pre and post exercise nutrition. Consume about 20 grams of protein in an easily digested source up to 45 minutes before a workout.
All right, guys. Due to a couple of time restraints, we have to get up out of here. Al, thanks so much for coming onto the show. We got to definitely get you back on this mofo and have you give us an update of how your new routine is going with your workout.
Of course.